president of Argentina has just pulled out of the G20 Summit, even though his international relations minister will be in attendance, but he himself is not going to be attending the summit in alignment, according to him, in alignment with Washington, D.C. My name is Mondli Sogo. Welcome to CTRL News. Please do subscribe and interact with us in the comment section. I would love to know from you what you actually think about the stories that we are breaking down for you in details. And thank you for joining us once again. So the president of Argentina has just pulled out of the summit. He's not going to be attending the summit. And just because he wants to align with Washington, D.C., he wants to align with Donald Trump. Why did Donald Trump actually boycott the summit to begin with? He accused South Africa of human rights violation without any evidence, really, because the only evidence he has produced months ago was from pictures that were not even from South Africa to begin with, that were from Congo. And those are the pictures he presented, and he said it's genocide happening in South Africa, and he stood by it. Even though when he was corrected by reporters later on to say, Your Excellency, Your Presidency, the picture you presented is not from South Africa, but he decided to actually stick to his guns and say South Africa is committing a genocide against white farmers, blah, blah, blah. And that is the narrative that he has been promoting. So for that reason, he doesn't want to attend the G20 summit and has actually banned other American organizations from taking part of the G20 summit. The G20 summit will be held in South Africa later on this month. It's going to be for the first time. It's actually held on the African soil, and South Africa is pleased to be the host. So the pullout of the Argentinian president actually just makes us question to say, is this the beginning of the collapse of the G20 summit? But South Africans, of course, South African politicians couldn't take it sitting down. They responded to Donald Trump himself pulling out for the first time. EFF leader Julius Malema, this is what he had to say.
Well, Donald Trump he knows what he's doing. America has got the best intelligence in the world. He knows there's no genocide in South Africa. He knows that a tiny minority few that continues to peddle lies about us are actually the ones who are causing unnecessary panic, both here at home and in the international market, which is not in the interest of South Africans, particularly those who are involved in business, and more in particular at the agricultural level, because it is the agricultural sector that stands to benefit from those opportunities. And when you close them out, you're closing Afrikaners out, yet you claim to represent the Afrikaners. That's why the Afrikaners had to rise on their own and say this is a complete lie. There's a bit of crime in South Africa. We assist with that matter. But to say there is a genocide is a completely misplaced. Donald Trump doesn't know politics and doesn't know the world itself. And he survives through those who are hero worshipping him, the fanatics who are like him, do not know the implications of what they're talking about, and as a result, take extremely wrong decisions. The G20 is going to continue without America and will hand it over to America. It will be successful with or without him. And that will demonstrate to him that he's not alpha and omega in the world.
Donald Trump is not the alpha and omega. Donald Trump doesn't know politics. Donald Trump doesn't know the world. That is very rich coming from Julius Malema, but which is partially true. How many of you remember when Donald Trump didn't know about the existence of Lesotho, even though the American government had been giving them money for years? So Julius is not the only one who had something to say about Donald Trump alone's pulling out of the summit. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, this is what he had to say.
All I can say in my experience in politics is that boycotts never really work. They have a very contradictory effect. The United States, by not being at the G20, one must never think that we are not going to go on with the G20. The G20 will go all other heads of state will be. In the end, we will take fundamental decisions, and their absence is their loss.
We will take fundamental decisions, and their absence is their loss. So in South Africa, the show is still going on regardless. Now, let's go back. Where have we seen America actually destroying the image of a country before? I will not go far. There's too many examples. I will just start with the war in Iraq. They accused Saddam Hussein of having weapons of mass destruction, and that is the story that was sold to the world. And they actually attacked and destroyed the country, killing millions, that's Americans, killing millions in Iraq, and with weapons of mass destructions that they never found, with weapons of mass destructions that they never gave evidence that were there. But that was the narrative that was used to destroy that country, and that country was actually destroyed. So is this Washington trying to destroy South Africa as well with a narrative? We have seen narratives destroying countries of which they had accusations that were not proven. As far as we are concerned, America is playing around Venezuela, accusing them of drugs and all kinds of accusations which are not proven. So with those accusations not proven, playing around the idea of war and taking their warships closest to Venezuela, it actually shows you of the mindset. And have you ever wondered why Americans are usually very vocal in other countries, and in other countries they don't say anything? Let me give you quite a few countries where they are not vocal. They are not vocal about what Israel is doing in Palestine. They are not vocal about what is happening in Sudan. They are not vocal, totally quiet. Of all the human rights violations going on there, do you know where else they actually were vocal? Nigeria. Do you know what Nigeria and Venezuela have in common? Oil. So it will shock you when you hear of presidents like the one from Argentina saying that they are just aligning with Washington without investigating the reasons of boycotting. They are just aligning with America on this one. It is not in the best interest of the people of Argentina. He's not doing it for the best interest of the people of Argentina. He is just aligning with the foreign country. My name is Mondli Sogo, and thank you once again for joining us, and please do subscribe and interact with us in the comment section. Until next time.